dong merrily and Heidi ho everybody, how you all doing? Wishing you all a Merry Christmas. Today is not a review, it is my annual top 10. Now last year I did a top 10 Transformers, but this year, well, I don't think I've bought 10 Transformers all year round. Yeah, I don't know what it is, I've just not really got into buying Transformers this year. I think I'll probably get a lot more next year with the Legacy line, because a lot of them look really, really good. Especially the Prime, like the G1 versions of Prime figures that are seeing that bulkhead. Yeah, I'm going to get that, and that Laser Optimus Prime. They do look amazing. But yeah, this is my top 10 Marvel Legends that I've bought this year, and I think they actually all come out this year. Let me just double check. Yep, they've all come out this year. Okay, so let's start this off with number 10. And number 10 is the Zenmu Villain Wave Dormammu. This is a really great figure. I haven't reviewed him on my channel, but I really like him. He's a great, just classic villain figure with a new mould. He just looks good. The great use of translucent plastics for the head sculpt. And that head sculpt itself is really great, with the pinky, reddy face painted over it. Get a bit of a light behind him. He looks fantastic. And because this is number 10 slot, I can add another figure in slightly. He's like 90% the same mould as the Red Skull figure from the same wave. That's also a really great figure. I kind of like Dormammu a little more. Yeah, if you can get this guy, he should still be available. I saw him in Smith's the other day. If you can get him, go pick him up. And at number 9, it's the Into the Spider-Verse SpiderGwen that came with Spider-Ham from the Stiltman Build-A-Figure wave. This is just a great update of the Spider-Gwen, well, figures we've had recently. We know we had one in the Absorbing Man Build-A-Figure wave, and then we had another one in a 2-pack, but this is like the best version of Spider-Gwen we've had in the Marvel Legends line. The digital printing on the face looks fantastic, the body sculpt is brilliant, it's all pinless, marvellous. Could have done maybe a little bit more like diaphragm or waist articulation to make it a bit more dynamically posable, but compared to the other ones that have been out before, it's just brilliant. You've got multiple hand options, the sculptures on ballet boots are great. As I said, the face, the digital printing on that is amazing. The head sculpts for the mask, the masthead and the 2 versions of the hood you get, just brilliant. The web patterns painted on the arms, it's all amazing. Great figure, probably like the best Spider-Gwen we're going to get for a long while in the Marvel Legends line, unless we get an entirely new hyper-articulated female teen body. Okay, so number 8, it's the singular release retro Sandman figure. This is a great figure. I really, really like it. I had the Build-A-Figure version of Sandman a few years ago, and while that is a good figure, it's just a bit too big, and it's like always in like constant like ready for battle mode. You know, like the sand's always out, the sand arms, the head's really angry. It's a bit too big, but this one, it's really cool. It reuses that Hydra Man body, which is really nice, because obviously Sandman, Hydra Man, they're very similar characters in the comic books, and they are quite similar in build, and it really works reusing that body for, you know, Sandman here. It's great. Again, if you can get it, I highly recommend it. It's a great classic Spider-Man villain with some really good parts. Like those interchangeable like hands and the sand forearm covers, they look amazing. And the alternate head which has a hole in it, so you can actually have a Spider-Man figure punching through it. That's great. Okay, number 7, it's the deluxe release of the Infinity Gauntlet Thanos. This is that great figure we had a few years ago that was originally all metallic-y coloured, but now it's in a great comic book accurate colour scheme. The painting on this is brilliant, the box it comes in is actually brilliant, and it's a wonderful classic comic book Thanos. It has the Infinity Gauntlet, it has the snapping finger sculpt as an alternative option. Brilliant. He comes with a King Thanos head, so you can recreate the Thanos Wins version of Thanos. It's just brilliant. It was really well priced, and I'm glad I got it, because it's Thanos as I remember him as a kid in comic books from that famous Infinity Gauntlet storyline. Yeah, I think he's a must-have for Marvel fans. Actually, also if you do like Marvel superheroes or Marvel vs. Capcom, it's nice to have a Thanos you can have with those figures as the big bad. Yeah, really cool. Okay, number 6 is a figure I've been looking forward to for years. It's the new Tigra. Fantastic, wonderful. Probably the best female figure I think we've had all year, maybe even ever, because it's like everything's, you got like your double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, bicep swivels, upper arm swivels, thigh swivels. It's all pinless, it's all got sculpted detail, the paint is excellent. Head options, hand options, an articulated tail. It's just a fantastic looking figure of a character I really love in comic books, and it's a West Coast Avenger. I love having West Coast Avengers in my collection. So yeah, she's still available online through like your online retailers like In Demand, Kapow, and I really like the fact that these, like the Avengers retro figures, or like the Marvel retro figures, are now turning up in Smiths. Like you can get the new Wanda, White Vision, Loki and Falcon at Smiths. Like I'm going to go pick a couple of them up actually Boxing Day or maybe the day after, so yeah, really great figure, highly recommended. Number 5 is a figure I had in my collection and I sold because I needed to, but I really regret it now that I think about it. It's a wonderful figure. It's the Ironheart from the Ursa Major Build-A-Figure wave. Riri Williams is a fantastic modern Marvel character, and the original, well actually this is the Mark II Ironheart armour, but this version of the Ironheart armour is fantastic, an entirely new sculpt, like Tigra, pinless joints, just double jointed articulation in the knees and the elbows, just everything fantastic. Comes with some great new effects like the swirling smoke, fantastic, and her helmet, pardon me, her unhelmeted head sculpt, that was hard for me to say for some reason, looks amazing. The detail on it, the hair sculpt is just fantastic. I really hope we get the Mark III armour, which is like the pink and black one, because that's my favourite version of Riri Williams from the Champions. And I also really hope we get a Viv Vision to go with it, because I love those two as a couple, or as a not couple, but I just love the two of them in the comic books. But yeah, great figure, still out there on the shelves, go get it if you can. Number 4, it's the Gamerverse Miles Morales figure, the This is just a leap forward in Marvel Legends. I said when I reviewed it, this feels like a figure art, which is like, to me, is high-end, like Japanese import figures. This feels just the same. It's entirely new sculpt, all pinless, fantastic sculpt, brilliant paint, comes with so many different hand options, interchangeable head. It's brilliant. It's the only figure I know where like the variant of it, which is all cast in translucent plastic, is a must-have as well. And okay, maybe it's not fair putting two figures together really, but if you can get this figure, I recommend getting it. This is a staple of what Marvel Legends can be, and what we can really hope they're going to be moving forward, because this is just fantastic. Okay, number 3 is a figure I wasn't planning on getting, but I'm really glad I did. It's the retro PulseCon exclusive Venom. If you're a fan of the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, you have got to get this figure. If you're a fan of Venom, you've got to get this figure. If you're a fan of comic books, you've got to get this figure. It is magnificent. It is the Venom we've wanted on the updated Omega Red body. The head sculpt is fantastic. The hands are fantastic, like digitally shrunken reuses of the Monster Venom Build-A-Figure wave. Monster Venom Build-A-Figure. It just looks fantastic. The cartoon referential colour scheme of the red and blue highlights on alternating sides looks amazing. That was originally the reason I wasn't sure if I was going to get it, but now I have it, it just looks fantastic. And it's still on Hasbro Pulse. A little expensive, maybe, but I highly recommend it. Okay, number 2. This sings to my, this speaks to my 90s heart. It's the modular armour Iron Man from the Ursa Major Build-A-Figure wave. Even though it didn't come with the Build-A-Figure piece, but still, this is the modular Iron Man, the 90s Iron Man, the Iron Man from the cartoons when I was a kid, from the Marvel vs. Capcom and Marvel Superheroes games, from the comic books when I was a kid. This is, to me, the quintessential Iron Man armour, and this is a fantastic figure. All new sculpt, pinless, all the articulation you could possibly want. The use of gold and cherry red, all the metallics, it's just fantastic. It is a bit bare minimum, I'll give you that. It doesn't come with a Tony Stark head, but if you've got Marvel Legends, you've probably got a few Iron Man figures, so you've probably got a few Tony Stark heads kicking about in your collection. It's brilliant. It's the first Marvel Legends Iron Man figure, like in the modern Marvel Legends, to have repulsor blasting hands with actual wrist joints, so you don't have to be constantly pointing outwards. You can articulate them for so much more expressibility. This is a Marvel Legends I've really been waiting for, and I love it. I thought this was going to be my top Marvel Legends for the year, but as it turned out, there was only one that could really beat it, and that is my number 1 pick for the year. And if you see my channel, you know what it's got to be. It's the retro thing from the Fantastic Four retro wave. It's just It's a fantastic figure. It's that Walmart exclusive, sorry not Walmart, Walgreens exclusive thing in a cartoon / 90s comic book accurate colour scheme and costume, like the little pants rather than the little trunks. The head sculpt is wonderfully referential to both cartoon and comic. The paint is brilliant, the look of it is brilliant. And yeah, I'm totally biased because the Thing is probably my favourite Marvel character, but this figure, at the moment I held it, I felt like a child again. It is heavy, it is hefty, it is robust, but it is still charming and beautiful in its own way, and it is something I think everyone should have a Thing figure, because the Thing is probably the most Marvel of all Marvel characters, and this figure does him so much justice, it's beyond belief. If you can get him, and you should still be able to, he's still available online. This is like the one figure of the year I think you should get. Yeah, he's just my number one for the year. Fantastic. Okay folks, that's it. And it's only been like a quick video. I hope you've liked listening to it. If you've got your own like top 10 of the year, please let me know down below what you think they should be. And if you agree or disagree, please let me know. And yeah, that's it. So hopefully next year will be a better year for all of us. It's looking like it might be an interesting start to the year, but here's hoping it's a good one. So until next time folks, I want you all to stay safe, stay sane, and keep on rolling. And have a Merry Christmas. And I'll see you all next time. Ta-da!